the previous episode, the nuclear war between two alien races was explained to have had an impact on the evolution and genetics of the Lacerta race, and it was also mentioned that the result of the war resulted in the disappearance of these two races and no longer returning to Earth. What happened next?
UV mentions skeletons of your kind. How can it be that human scientists haven't found any trace of you and your ancestors if you really lived for such a long time on this planet? We have found many skeletons of primitive dinosaurs, but none of an advanced reptilian being with a larger skull and brain and a hand with a thumb as you have described it before.
Yes, you have. But your great scientists were not able to reconstruct the skeletons completely because they wanted to reconstruct reptilian animals, not intelligent beings. You would laugh if you would know how many of the especially small saurian skeletons in your museums are totally wrong constructions of never-existing beings, because you used many bones which didn't really belong together, and sometimes you made artificial bones if something was missing you needed to construct an animal saurian. Many of your scientists are aware of this problem, but they don't make it public because they can't explain it, and they claim that the right bones were just missing, and their reconstruction is right. Many of us bones were used for iguanodon reconstructions. For example, the hands with the visible thumb. Look at an iguanodon in a museum, and you will see that I'm right. A scientist in the country you call the United States had built a nearly correct skeleton of our kind some years ago, but the local government, which is partly aware of our existence, confiscated the reconstruction. As we live today, and for thousands of years nearly completely beneath the earth, you will not find any cadavers or skeletons of us.
You speak sometimes about underground cities and artificial sunlight. Do you mean something like a hollow Earth with this? Is there a second sun inside our planet?
No, Earth is not really completely hollow, and there is no second sun inside. This story is ridiculous and physically not possible. Even your species should be intelligent enough not to believe this. Do you know how much mass a sun must have to produce energy and light for a longer time by fusion? Do you really think that there could be a small active sun inside the planet? When I talk about our subterranean home, I talk about large cave systems. The caves you have discovered near to the surface are tiny in comparison to real caves and huge caverns deeper in the earth in a depth of 2,000 to 8,000 of your meters, but connected with many hidden tunnels to the surface or to surface near caves, and we live in large and advanced cities and colonies inside such caves. Major sites of us are beyond the Arctic, the Antarctic, Inner Asia, North America, and Australia. If I talk about artificial sunlight in our cities, I don't mean a real sun, but various technological sources of light, including gravitational sources, which illuminates the caverns and tunnels. There are special cave areas and tunnels with a strong UV light in every city, and we use those places to heat our blood. Furthermore, we also have some surface sun places in remote areas, especially in America and Australia.
There are indeed many hypotheses or records about the hollow Earth theory. For example, the center of the Earth. After calculation, the Earth's current weight is 6 trillion tons. If some parts inside the Earth are not empty, its weight should be much more than this. A bold idea proposed by British astronomer Edmund Halley. Halley's comet was discovered by him in 1692. He believed that the Earth was not solid as commonly thought, but was composed of multiple hollow spheres. In addition, ancient Indian texts have recorded that there is an Agartha underground corridor inside the Earth, which means underground world in Sanskrit. In March 1942, David and Rebecca Lom, who had just returned from an archaeological study in Chiapas, Mexico, were received by President Franklin D. Roosevelt of the United States. The Loms told the president that they had found the Agartha Guards, a group of blue-skinned Native Americans. In July 1960, the Peru expedition team discovered an underground corridor 600 kilometers east of Lima in the Andes Mountains. The underground corridor is 1,000 kilometers long and leads to Chile and Colombia. In order to better protect this ancient civilization site, the Peru government, considering that it does not have the ability to develop and protect it with the current level of technology, reclosed the tunnel entrance that was discovered. It is also listed as a World Cultural Heritage by UNESCO. In addition, in April 1972, 3 students from the University of California, Berkeley, climbed to the top of the 43-18-meter-high Sast Mountain. This is a dormant volcano that has been extinct for many years, and the 3 students saw the mouth of the volcano covered with a transparent crystal dome. When they looked up, they saw the sky inside the dome.
Where can we find such a surface near entry to your world?
Do you really think I will tell you their exact location? If you want to find such an entry, you have to search it by yourself, but I would advise you not to do that. When I came to the surface 4 days ago, I used an entry approximately 300 of your kilometers north from here near a large lake, but I doubt that you would be able to find it. There are only a few entries in this part of the world, more are far more north and east. As a little advice, if you are in a narrow cave or in a tunnel or even in something that looks to you like an artificial mine shaft, and as deeper you walk, as smoother appear the walls, and if you feel unusual warm air streaming from the depth, or if you hear the rushing sound of streaming air in a ventilation or elevator shaft, then look for a special kind of artificial and smooth wall somewhere in the cave with a door made of gray metal. If you would be able to open that door, but I doubt this, you would be in a usually round technical room with ventilation systems and elevators to the depth. This is probably an entry to our world. If you have reached this point, you should know that we are now definitely aware of your presence. You are already in big trouble if you have entered the round room, but you should look for one of the 2 reptilian symbols on the walls. If there are no symbols or other symbols, you are maybe in bigger trouble as you think, because not every underground installation belongs to our kind. Some new tunnel systems are operated by alien races, including hostile races. My general advice: if you find yourself in a strange underground installation, run away as fast as you can.
You mentioned earlier that you use the name Lacerta when you are among humans and that you enjoy it to be in the real sun on the surface of Earth. But how can you be among humans? You don't look like us, so anyone will see that you belong to another species. Why have nobody seen and described a being like you if your kind lives already since our creation together with us on the same planet? Can you explain that to me?
My kind has been described in religious writings, such as the Christian Bible, and can be found in depictions on temples in South America. We have also been mentioned by wise men from India, Asia, and Africa. Many scientists have called belief in us superstition and religion, and today's humans have forgotten our past presence on the surface. Our species is sometimes seen by human witnesses today, but these reports are not taken seriously by the media. Some of us are also in secret contact with human scientists and politicians. We are able to walk among humans undetected through mimicry. We have more advanced mental abilities than humans, including telepathy and telekinesis from birth. Our brains are structured differently and are more active, especially when exposed to sunlight. These abilities are stronger than those of humans, but weaker than those of certain alien species on Earth. We can use these abilities for protection or attack. We are able to use telepathy to make humans see us as one of their own kind through the use of mimicry. We can create a mimicry image in our mind and induce it into the minds of humans, making it appear as if we look like normal humans. This is done through a switch in human consciousness that was placed there by the Elohim when they created humans. Some aliens also use this switch to appear as humans during meetings. When I first met EF, he saw me as a human woman and was shocked when I revealed my true appearance.
The movie The Matrix, released in March 1999, explores the idea that the world is virtual and that human perception comes from the 5 senses, which are converted into brain waves and transmitted to the brain for processing. This process results in physical or emotional responses. A company founded by Elon Musk is researching brain-machine interfaces, which could allow for the direct transmission of brain waves. The Lacerta File, which was completed in March 2000, discusses using brain waves to control, possibly inspired by The Matrix. If you enjoyed this film, please share, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on the upcoming exciting program. Thank you for your anticipation.